Once you have selected your campaign type, the next step is to start to target your audience by location and language. Now, these are just 2 of the 5 ways that you can target your ads on AdWords. We've got locations, languages, time of day, device targeting, so mobile, tablet, etc., and keywords, and all of those are coming up, but in this video we're really going to focus on locations and languages. And what I would really recommend that you do is you open up any available data that you have to improve the accuracy of your targeting here for location and languages. And there's 2 places where you can really get a lot of information if you have it set up. One is Google Analytics. So if you come down into the audience reports, you'll see that there are 2 reports here, language and location. So I can see what are the countries where I get most of my website visitors from. And even if I break that down, I can see the individual cities. So starting out in your campaign, you might not want to target to the entire country, which it probably will be by default. To really reduce your costs for your first campaign and to get much better results, you can really narrow this down to maybe your top city. So for example, I can just say Dublin here and put this in as a city. And if I put this in, you can see that comes up, and there, that's where it's targeted to. Just people in my city are going to see the ads underneath their search results. Now, what you can also do if you are a, say, e-commerce company and maybe you don't ship to somewhere like India, you could include that as a country. And I just wanted to do this to make sure that I'm excluding this. So instead of targeting it, I could exclude it there. So you can see in the location section here that you can include locations and get very specific, even down further than cities if you want. And you can also exclude countries, regions, etc. Maybe if you're an e-commerce company and you don't ship there or you don't offer services there. So location targeting, very important. It will really narrow down your audience. And you can really use the information from Google Analytics to do that. You can also use the same information from your Facebook page. If you've that set up, you can come across the Insights section, come down to the People report, and you'll see similar, the country and the city that you can either target specifically. So you are targeting those people who are really interested in your product. For your first campaign, you really want to focus in on the most engaged people, and then as your campaign starts to generate revenue and get a return on investment, then you can broaden it out. Now, similarly with location, you can also target it to specific languages. So you can see by default it's set up in the language that I'm operating in and of my country, which is English. And you can also look at Google Analytics and the language report. You can see English here, and in the Facebook Insights, the language as well, and use that available data if you have it to really select the language. Now, if you do want to target different languages, I would recommend you set them up as separate campaigns. Right now, we have set up one test campaign here, and we're just doing this for English. Say if I was a company that wanted to target Spanish speakers in the US as well, then it's better to set up a separate campaign so I can really set up a campaign to target those speakers and create keywords, etc., that would focus on them. So if you do want to target multiple languages, maybe it's better to set up 2 separate campaigns. So that is really the next step in setting up your AdWords campaign. Pop in the locations that you want to include or exclude, and put in the main language that you want to target.